Panie Przewodniczący, Pani Wysoka Przedstawiciel, Szanowni Państwo.
Thank you very much, Madam High Representative, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there's any doubt that the European Parliament has to speak out on the atomic program of Iran. It wasn't we, but the IAEA that expressed concerns and fears of the military aspect of the atomic program. And I think there is proof that they are moving towards the construction of atomic weapon. I think the non-proliferation treaty having been signed by Iran, that country therefore has the responsibility to report its nuclear activities and also the transit of any nuclear material. The Security Council in its resolution 1929 of 2010 called on Iran to do its bit. It was the Iranian government, however, that threatened the peace and stability of the region, not us. I would ask the High Representative to ensure that she doesn't forget the very difficult situation in Camp Ashraf, as has been mentioned by a number of other colleagues. These are problems that we all need to solve together.
I thank you, and I thank you that you kept within your time slot. The next to speak is Mr. Stasny in a minute and a half.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Iranian refugees from Ashraf will move to a new Camp Liberty, which Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly compared to a prison camp. Green light was issued by UN mission in Iraq. This approval was granted without consent of Ashraf residents, despite promise of UN envoy Ambassador Martin Kobler to do so. EU should take a lot more active role with Mrs. Ashton's direct involvement, especially after being rejected by Iraqi government from taking active part in the negotiations. Therefore, we need to stand shoulder by shoulder with our US friends in exerting pressure on Iraq and the UN for quick and human resolution. By the way, people like refugees of Ashraf are our best hope for democratic and nuclear-free Iran. Thank you.
Colleagues too, of course, mentioned the fact that Camp Ashraf has an Iranian population, and I've already mentioned a couple of times in our question hour the importance that we attach to trying to find a satisfactory resolution for the people of Camp Ashraf. My concern is straightforward. Is to try and find a way in which we can keep them completely safe and give them a future. There are members of the UN in discussion with member states where there are issues of citizenship. There are the members of the High Commission for Refugees who are engaged with this, and Martin Kobler, who, as I've indicated already, will be here tomorrow. We work closely with the US, we work closely with the international community, and we keep this on the agenda in our discussions with Iraq. But it is important that we move forward, that the people find a future, not that we simply keep them there because we don't have a plan. There does seem to be not a perfect plan, a compromise solution, of course, but one in which, if we do it properly, I believe there is the potential for future for these people that will keep them safe, which, as I've said, is our final objective.